Aloha and welcome to Chappy's Tiki Bar. This episode is the special Appies with Chappy by the Lake episode where we do 10 and 10. 10 appetizers and 10 drinks by the lake. Also, we have best tropical destination stories.
Aloha and welcome to another edition of Chappy's Tiki Bar. This is Mookie. With me as always is Fred. He's a regular at this bar. I'm Chappy. This is my bar. We got a very special episode today. I have a segment on my show called Appies with Chappy by the Lake. So today we're going to do 10 and 10, meaning going to have 10 Appies with Chappy by the Lake with 10 drinks with Appies with Chappy by the Lake. But first up, we're going to do best tropical destination stories. So we need Mookie here to summon the tiki drums for our best tropical destination story. And we'll begin. Thank you, Mookie. If you have any best tropical destination stories that you want me to read on my show, just send them to chappinessTikiBar@yahoo.com. So this is just a quick one. I call this story The Cat. So some of you may or may not know, I used to work on the cruise ships. But this was well before I had worked on the cruise ships. I took a cruise with my younger brother. We did a Carnival cruise out of Los Angeles, went down to Puerto Vallarta, Acapulco, and Mazatlan. So this particular day we were at sea and we were hanging out by the pool. Now this particular pool was filled with ocean water, so it was terribly cold. So we were just kind of dunking our toes in and debating whether or not we wanted to go into this ice cold ocean water pool that was on the cruise ship. And then there was this bigger lady sitting on the side of the pool, and she goes to my brother. She goes, "I just went in up to my cat." And my brother, in his nerdiest white guy voice, goes, "Excuse me, you went up to your what?" And she replied, "You got to keep the cat warm, baby. You got to keep the cat warm." So, yeah. So then I guess it became apparent what part of her body she had gone up to. So that's my best tropical destination story from the Pacific Ocean, somewhere in between Los Angeles and Mexico. Again, send your best tropical destination stories and I'll read them on my show. So coming up, we got 10 and 10 Appies with Chappy by the Lake. The first one we're going to do is a Wagon Wheel S'mores. But because it's 10 and 10, we need a drink to go with my Wagon Wheel S'mores out at the lake. So I'm going to make a classic Canadian cocktail, a Caesar, which apparently was invented right here in Calgary, Alberta. So I'm going to go ahead and make a Caesar. So I'm going to start off and rim the glass. I actually have a Caesar rimmer. Caesar's a lucky guy. All right, so in order to do that, I have a lime wedge. I'm just going to run around the rim of the glass and then roll it around. I think it's mostly salt and celery salt. But there you go. My glass is rimmed. One giant ice cube. And then I like a citrus vodka in my Caesar. So I have some Absolute Lime. And then for garnish, I have a spicy bean. I'm actually going to add a little bit of the brine from the spicy bean. And then we got Tabasco. Put in as much or as little as you like, depending on how spicy you like it. And then normally I do Worcestershire or Worcestershire sauce, but today I got Maggi sauce. It's a little bit like a soy sauce, so it's still going to add the saltiness and a little bit of the umami flavor. And then I have the Clamato. So some reason it's big in Canada. All right, and one spicy bean. If you don't have a spicy bean for garnish, a stalk of celery works just fine. All right, so we're heading out to the lake, and we're starting my 10 and 10. 10 Appies with Chappy by the lake, and 10 drinks coming right up. Welcome to Appies with Chappy by the lake. I'm King Neptune. Graham cracker marshmallow sandwich twice, and then I'm going to bypass the chocolate and put a wagon wheel in the middle as the chocolate. So it'll be a wagon wheel s'more. So I'm just gonna toast these up, get started on my Appies with Chappy by the lake dessert edition. Barbecue just so I can control the heat a little better. Welcome to another segment of Appies with Chappy by the lake. Today we're making pot stickers. You like pot stickers, Mookie? Okay, so I got my pot stickers. These are just chicken and vegetable pot stickers from Costco, and the dipping sauce is from Trader Joe's in the States, and it's an Asian gyoza dipping sauce. So I'm going to make myself a drink. I'm just going to do a gin and tonic. Got a little lime, my tonic, some Tanqueray gin, and some Schweppes tonic water. So my friend Robin from Las Vegas drank gin and tonics all the time. She used to say, "Gin and tonica, happy Hanukkah." So that's another segment of Appies with Chappy by the lake. Alright, welcome to another edition of Appies with Chappy by the lake. I got some ham and cheese roll-ups.
Very nice. What do you think, Moose? So check this out, how I made my ham and cheese crescent rolls. Super easy. Also make other than an appetizer, makes a nice breakfast. With Appies with Chappy, of course, we have to have a cocktail. So today I have a Greyhound. Now a Greyhound is just grapefruit juice and vodka, but today I'm using Pink Whitney pink lemonade vodka. Please check out my Pink Whitney episode number 19, where I use Pink Whitney with club soda. My little crescent roll, Mookie. Okay, thanks for watching Appies with Chappy by the Lake. Welcome to Appies with Chappy by the Lake. So I got my Vietnamese spring rolls, and I have some sweet Thai chili dipping sauce to go with it. Alright, today I think I'm going to make a Singapore Sling. I had a whole Singapore Sling episode before. So this is more or less the same drink, but I really like a Singapore Sling. So got some murder hornets swarming around me. So if you remember from my Singapore Sling episode, I built the drink with ice and seltzer and poured the seltzer over the ice, and then the rest of the drink is shaken, and then I add it to the ice and seltzer. Boy, these murder hornets really like the sweet Thai chili, I think. Alright, so I got my cocktail shaker. First up, we're going to do 3/4 ounce of fresh lemon. I'm just going to squeeze the, make a lemonade. When life gives you lemons, don't drink bleach. Alright, so that's 3/4 ounce of fresh lemon. And then it calls for 1/4 ounce of Demerara Syrup. I'm going to leave that out today. It just, I don't like the sweetness. And then we'll go 1/2 ounce of cherry hearing liqueur. Get away, murder hornet. Alright, these murder hornets are attacking. Okay, so where was I? 3/4 ounce of fresh lemon. Skipping the Demerara syrup. 1/2 ounce of cherry hearing. That's just a cherry liqueur. A 1/4 ounce of Benedictine. So that's like a French brandy. So just a 1/4 ounce. And 1 1/2 ounce of London dry gin. That'll keep the murder hornets away. Okay, and we'll do dash of Angostura bitters. And a dash of orange bitters. This is Black Cloud. It's made in Calgary, Alberta. It's quite nice. Give it a try. And then this isn't on the recipe, but I got some cherry bitters I want to try out. So I'm going to add some cherry bitters as well. All right, so I'm going to add a little ice to the shaker. Give it a shake. And into the seltzer water and ice. And today I have a nice blood orange to garnish. And that's my Singapore Sling to go with the Murder Hornets and Vietnamese spring rolls. All right, if you're counting the 10 and 10, this is number 5. I have, it says lobster flavored fish balls. Now I didn't know fish had balls, but we'll give it a try. It's just a lot of Chinese writing, and they got little streaks of red in it to make it look like it's lobster, but it says fish balls. So with my appetizer, of course, we have to have a drink. I'm just going to make a basic fuzzy navel. So I have a glass of OJ with ice, and I'm just going to add a good 2-ounce shot of Dr. McGillicuddy's peach schnapps. So that's a fuzzy navel, just OJ and peach schnapps. All right, not looking forward to this, but I'm gonna give these fish balls a try. I've never had fish balls before. Whoa. Oh. Ugh. Not so good. Ugh. I don't like to talk with balls in my mouth, but these aren't good at all. I guess we'll move on to the next appetizer. All right, welcome to another edition of Appies with Chappy. You might recognize these bad boys. Oh, Mookie's heading for the road there. So on my Calgary Stampede 2020 episode, I made these giant beef ribs. I smoked them for 5 hours. I braised them for 5 hours until the meat was almost fall off the bone. Put them back in the fridge to tighten them up so they'd stick on the bone. And then I breaded them and deep fried them like a chicken fried steak. And I got some left over. So that's what we're having today for Appies with Chappy. Now, of course, we need a beverage to go with our giant deep fried ribs. So I got my trusty Smuggler's Cove recipe book. We're going to have a Halekulani cocktail. It says, open the door to paradise with this 1930s treat from the famous House Without a Key on Waikiki Beach. This is actually a famous tiki bar in Hawaii. The recipe is ½ ounce of fresh lemon, ½ ounce of fresh orange juice, ½ ounce of pineapple juice, ½ teaspoon of grenadine, 1½ ounces of bourbon, 1 dash of Angostura bitters, and then a ½ ounce of Demerara syrup. See here where I make my own Demerara syrup. So today we're making some Demerara syrup. I'm using it from the recipe, the book Smuggler's Cove, Exotic Cocktails, Rum and the Cult of Tiki by Martinique. This recipe makes 32 ounces. That seemed like a lot of syrup. So I'm gonna I'm going to scale it down to half. The original recipe calls for 2 cups of water, 1 cup of Demerara sugar, and 3 cups of granulated sugar. So I'm going to cut that in half. I'll use 1 cup of water. I'll use a half cup of Demerara sugar and 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. So it says, bring the water to a boil in a saucepan over high heat. Add the Demerara sugar and stir vigorously with a whisk. And that's until the sugar is dissolved. About 1 minute. Water should become clear so you can see at the bottom of the pot. So add the granulated sugar and stir vigorously until dissolved. About 1 minute. Immediately remove from the heat and let cool. So it says the syrup will keep refrigerated for several weeks. So I got my pan. I'm just going to add a little water. I'll get this on the stove, and then we're going to add the sugar, and hopefully we'll have some syrup. A lot of the recipes in this Smuggler's Cove book call for Demerara syrup. So we'll do a few of those recipes in some upcoming episodes as well. All right, so that's my Demerara syrup from Smuggler's Cove. And that was the Demerara syrup. All right, so I think I'm going to use my cocktail shaker today. So I got a big giant piece of ice. So we got 1/2 ounce of lemon. I just got a half lemon here. We're going to squeeze it. Okay, 1/2 ounce of fresh orange juice. At least it's not from concentrate. So that's just a 1/2 ounce. And then we're gonna go 1/2 ounce of pineapple juice. And there's my Demerara syrup. And it says 1/2 teaspoon of grenadine. Now this is actually homemade grenadine as well. See my Nolans episode where I make my own grenadine from scratch. So again, it just says 1/2 teaspoon, so just a little splash. And then 1 dash of Angostura bitters. And then last but not least, 1.5 ounces of bourbon. Jack, where you been? I missed you. All right, we're gonna give that a shaky. Now I got a nice little garnish today. I got a flower, little umbrella, and I got a nice wedge of pineapple, a giant blueberry, and a little strawberry, just for that tropical flair. So there it is, the Halekulani cocktail from the world famous House Without a Key right on Waikiki Beach. Aloha. So if you're counting the 10 and 10, this is number 7. So I'm going to do beef sirloin kabob and a Bai Du Galion. So I got some sirloin steak that's cubed and marinating in garlic and soy sauce. I have a metal skewer. I like the metal skewers because it heats up and cooks it within, and it just cooks it a little faster. So I'm gonna do the kabob with onion, green pepper, and then my marinated steak. And we'll get this on the barbecue. All right, for my cocktail, it's I got this from Smuggler's Cove. It says Bai Du Galion, named for the beautiful waters on the leeward side of Martinique. All right, so it's a pretty simple cocktail. Very easy. I just have my cocktail shaker. Add a little ice. Have some green chartreuse. And drambuie. Give that a shake. It's a Gai de Bayonne to go with my sirloin steak kabobs. Welcome to another edition of Appies with Chappy by the lake. This is Mookie. That's Fred behind me. And today I'm going to do just an easy wrap roll-up type thing. I have my Mai Tai. I'm going to put on the bottom of the screen which episode I show you how to make a nice Mai Tai. Alright, so I got just a regular flour tortilla wrap. I got some prosciutto ham. It's just an Italian cured ham. Gonna give it a little hit of Dijon mustard. And I have some soft mozzarella cheese. And just have a piece of sausage. I'm gonna cut it sideways. Okay, we're gonna roll it up. I got a little bit of saran wrap. It's going to help me cut it. All right, we'll get that plated and see how it looks. All right, so we got her plated. Just gonna take a quick picture. Oh, I'll get a picture of the sausage too.
Okay, that's my Mai Tai and Rollup. Welcome to another edition of Appies with Chappy by the lake. Today I'm going to make the world's laziest appetizer. We've all done it, cheese and crackers. But first I'm going to make a planter's punch. So I got my martini shaker here. This is my favorite lake glass. It says keep on truckin'. So I'm going to add a little bit of ice. So we're going to start out with some Sailor Jerry's rum. Most planter punches have a really dark rum. This is the darkest I have out here. And then I have some of my homemade grenadine syrup I made from scratch. Just a splash for color. Splash of pineapple. Splash of passion fruit juice. A little bit of OJ. I got the good stuff, Tropicana. And last but not least, some guava nectar. Alright, we're going to give it a shaky. And that's my planter's punch. Got a giant sausage there. And then for my cheese and crackers, going a little bit healthy, I have some Mary's Organic crackers. You can get them anywhere in Canada. The big boxes you have to get at Costco. They're my favorite healthy cracker. And then for the cheese, I have Easy Cheese. I got it in the States. You probably can't find it anywhere in Canada. Now I'm going to try to do a little bit fancy for presentation. We'll see how that works out. So that's Appies with Chappy by the lake. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, I got my planter's punch. I had a little bit more grenadine, mostly just for color. It was kind of a brownish color, so I added that fresh grenadine that I made from scratch. Oh yeah, might add a little bit more rum. So I got my cheese and crackers and kielbasa. Did my best to do a good presentation on the cheese. And that's Appies with Chappy by the lake. Okay, this is number 10. So coming up, I'm going to make some perogy nachos. But first, number 10 drink's going to be a drink called the Ninth Island. And this comes from one of my most favorite places in the world, Frankie's Tiki Room in Las Vegas, Nevada. It says Las Vegas is often referred to as the ninth Hawaiian island. One swig from this stinging lava flow and you will understand why. So it looks like there's about 11 ingredients in this Ninth Island cocktail. I got my cocktail shaker, put some ice in there, and we'll begin. It says 1/4 ounce of light rum. So I have some Crescent all the way from St. Croix. Oh, that's a little more than a 1/4 ounce. And this is a 1/4 ounce of gold rum. I'm just going to use some Sailor Jerry's because it's my favorite. You can't go wrong with a Hula Girl. One day I'm going to get a Sailor Jerry's Hula Girl tattoo. 1/4 ounce of vodka. 1/4 ounce of gin. It says a 1/4 ounce of triple sec. I'm going to substitute Cointreau this time. A 1/4 ounce of falernum. That's a 1/2 ounce of sweet and sour. 2 ounces of pineapple juice. A 1/4 ounce of grenadine. So we're going to shake that up. Dark rum as a floater. Looks like my floater sank. Alright, so that's my 9th island. I'm going to go check on my perogy nachos. Coming right up. Alright, so that's my 10 and 10 Appies with Chappy by the lake. I hope you enjoyed it half as much as I enjoyed making it. This is my last one here, the perogy nachos. Now I lightly fried the pierogies. I just find it's better handheld when it's a little dry and not as slippery. That is delicious. So this is Chappy and Mookie saying if wearing a mask has taught us anything, our breath really stinks. See you next time on Chappy's Tiki Bar. You gotta keep the cat warm, baby. You gotta keep the cat warm. What's that, Mookie? Oh, and Mookie says don't forget to subscribe. So see you next time.